Welcome to Wealth Coffee Chats, folks, for your daily live updates. Get the most out of today's episode by participating in the chat. Make sure you ask some questions, be part of the conversation, have a bit of fun, grab a coffee or a tea, take some notes, and get ready to start your day, folks. Quick few housekeeping rules, though. No spamming, no advertising or self-promotion in the chat. That's not on. Be kind and respectful to everyone when participating. And most of all, have a good time. Real estate investing can be your biggest asset. It also can be your most expensive asset when it comes to getting it right or getting it wrong, folks. It can be time-consuming, stressful, and that's why here at Positive, we have what's called a 6-star team, a full-service team that provides integrated wealth and property investing solutions and services simply designed to help you progress towards your goal of passive income through your property portfolio, folks. Make sure you check out our other podcasts on the Positive Mentor Network. Not only is there Wealth Coffee Chats, there's the Urban Property Investor. Drops every Wednesday with straight talking investing strategies and lessons with Sam Saggers. Property Investor Tales. This is where our clients, you guys, share real life stories from property investing, hosted by some of our advisors and strategists. And that's done every fortnight, dropping every Monday. Wealth, Wine and Wisdom, folks, that debriefs the week that was in the world of finance and property, hosted by yours truly, Jason Witten and Andy Fenton on Fridays. Hey, good morning, folks.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat.
Hope you're well, folks, wherever you are.
There it is, team. Morning. Morning, wherever you're tuning in from today.
Early bird gets the worm, they say. Here at Positive, we offer a 6-star team. It's a team that help you at every stage of your wealth creation journey.
And welcome to Wealth Coffee Chats, everyone. Happy Monday to all those who have it as a public holiday today in Queensland and New South Wales. And to those who are heading to work today, thank you for tuning in and allowing us to be on your ears on your way to work. Well, welcome to Wealth Coffee Chat, everyone. My name is Fadi and I am a coach here at Positive Real Estate. And I hope that you guys have been enjoying the rotation, the new format of Wealth Coffee Chat, getting a different department and a different team get to present to you on each and every single day, to get insights from different teams, from different ideas, and also to hear different stories. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today, and that is different stories. I wanted to take the opportunity today and share some lessons from clients' stories. And really the purpose behind this is to allow people to see that there is no straightforward, easy path, something that you can just Google or read in a book and apply it to yourself. Because the reality is every single person is going to have a different set of circumstances. Every single person is going to start from a different starting point. And the purpose of this Wealth Coffee Chat and the opportunity that I wanted to take was to share possibly 3 stories, and then we'll see how we go with time, perhaps even a bonus story as well there. And so let's go ahead and rip into it. Before we do that, I see there's a few people in the chat here as well. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Do you have a public holiday today, or are you on your way to work at the moment? So let me know in the chat, where are you tuning in from? For those who have joined us a little bit late, welcome to Wealth Coffee Chat. My name is Fadi and I'm here as part of the coaching team at Positive Real Estate. And what we're going to be talking about today is, morning Caroline, what we're going to be talking about today is client stories and journeys, and just to share the fact that they can all look a little bit different. And so let's go ahead and get started. I have changed their names for privacy reasons, but if you're interested in learning a little bit more about these clients, feel free to reach out and I'll be more than happy to discuss exactly what we've done with them, which I'm sure you would be already doing with your coach. So the first client story / journey that I want to share is, we're going to call her client Anna. Anna had 2 regional investment properties and she was renting in far north Queensland because she was working as a nurse up there. And coming to us, she really needed some help with clarity on how to move forward. Quite frankly, those 2 regional investment properties were purchased using a buyer's agent. And when I'd done a little bit of research as far as where they were, they were about 500 kilometers away from main city Brisbane. Doing a little bit more research, it was built around a mining site, a coal mining site to be exact. And from my perspective, I have no idea why they've put it there. There's no infrastructure, there's no employment opportunity in terms of diversity, and there's most certainly not a great a population or employment opportunities there as well. And so the biggest thing that we've worked around is how do you actually take the next steps? Having two investment properties now in regional areas. And the plan that we've had for this particular client was to be able to refinance the entire portfolio, to be able to extract equity from those two investment properties and put her in a major capital city. And that was a house in Brisbane. It was a house and land in Brisbane, and it is currently under construction. What I want to share is during the time that this property has been under construction for, which has been about 6 months so far, it's coming up to completion very soon. She has seen more growth during the construction period than she has in the years of holding those regional investment properties. And that is the power of being in the right location with the right property type. So that's the first story that I wanted to share. The second story and the lesson that I wanted to share today is of a client by the name of, we're going to call him Harry today. Harry has two investment properties, both in Victoria, and he also has an owner-occupier. He also works as an electrician full-time and wanted to purchase his third investment property, but did not know how. Similar thing to what we've done with Anna, we've restructured the entire portfolio, refinanced to be able to extract equity out of one of the investment properties, and we're able to purchase another house and land again in Brisbane. And so that is, again, coming up to near completion. But what we've done is we had an opportunity with Harry to go for the fourth investment opportunity. But that was dependent on Harry picking up over time. And this is where we've had many conversations with Harry and his wife as well, as far as what was most important to them. Did they want to double, triple, and quadruple down and go for the investment property now, work hard while they were young and go for that investment property? Or did you want to take it a little bit easier and not go for that investment property right now? Their decision was, while they were young, they wanted to work hard and they wanted to go for their fourth investment property. Now, obviously, going for the fourth one, things get a little bit harder, things get a little bit trickier. So we needed to do, obviously, a little bit of restructuring again, but that was dependent on Harry picking up a little bit of overtime, consistent overtime, and doing so for 6 months to be able to have the higher income to be able to service the loan for the fourth investment property. And 6 months in the making, 6 months of working on that fourth property, we're able to actually finally get the loans over the line, get the equity out of the owner-occupier, and have the serviceability to be able to go for the fourth property. And Harry, with the expectations of joining us to go for the third investment property, he was able to go for that right off the bat, but then also go for the fourth one right after. The third story that I want to share today is by a client by the name of Emma. Now, with Emma, this is actually something that is ongoing at the moment, and we're navigating as I'm sharing this story. But the reason why I wanted to share it is just to show that it's not always a straightforward story, and there's always things that we need to do in order to put ourselves in a better position to be able to access the next loan and the next property. Now, Emma had a challenge in the sense of she took out a loan to help a family friend out who paid that loan back, or is currently paying that loan back to Emma, but Emma is the one who has that loan under her name. And so what that has created is there were a few missed payments in the process due to the family member that was helped, and that has given her a bad credit score, unfortunately. So one of the things that we've done was we needed to, again, they've had an owner-occupier with her husband and her son, and she wanted to be able to put herself in a position where she has an opportunity to be able to invest in an investment property. And so we could go and refinance the owner-occupier and extract the equity from that property. But the reality was her husband was in a new role and we needed to wait for the 6-month mark. So the two challenges that we had, we needed to wait 6 months, but then the second one was around the credit score. So the first things that we've done, working with obviously the mortgage broker and the finance team here at Positive, we started working towards closing down bad debt or paying back bad debt. She was saving for a deposit at the time, and because she had an interest in going for an investment property. But the reality was she was in a position where we needed to close down the credit cards to be able to improve her credit score. We needed to make sure that her husband had stability in the role and tick over the 6-month period. And we needed to not miss any more payments in order for her to be able to improve that credit score and then apply for the loan. So the savings that were going towards savings for a deposit now completely changed, and now is going from savings for a deposit to saving towards paying down bad debt, if I can get the words straight here today. And what that allowed Emma, and this is actually something that is ongoing, it allowed her to completely close down the credit card, pay back all of the bad debt. Her husband has now ticked over 6 months, and now her deposit funds actually coming from the equity of her property, and her savings now are going towards saving her a savings towards a buffer when she actually does go through that property. And so the reason why I wanted to share this story is because it wasn't as straightforward as saving for a deposit and going for a property. It was just about managing the situation, reducing this bad score debt or the bad credit score, channeling the funds towards the correct funnel, and then allowing the equity to fund the next purchase rather than doing it through savings. And so that is the third story. And I feel like we do have a little bit more time to squeeze one more in there as well. This is the bonus story that I wanted to share there, which is a story that I truly love because it is all about coaching and guidance and supporting people along their journey. This story is of a client by the name of, we're going to call her Olivia. Olivia lives in New South Wales with her husband and son, and they live in a PPR. Now, the biggest challenge with Olivia was savings were low and the savings rate was also low, meaning that how much they were able to save per month was not going to put them on a path in order for them to be able to purchase their first investment property. And so working with Olivia, her husband, were able to get them to commit to working their jobs. Obviously, they were working both part-time at 0.8 FTE. We got them to change that and work at 1.0 FTE, which gave them the maximum servicing that they can actually go for. And from there, they had a little bit of surplus cash. But what we're able to do was we refinanced their own occupier and we extracted the equity for their property purchase. But also, knowing that they have a lower savings rate, we've helped them with a little bit of a buffer between how much they needed to settle the new investment property and how much they needed in order to have their investment buffer. And so from there, the extra from 0.8 to 1.0, that created what we call their personal buffer, right? And the extra that we've extracted from the property, that created their property buffer. And now, having gone from, I have no idea how we're going to purchase our investment property, if we're ever going to be able to, because we just don't have the funds nor the deposit rate in order for us to be able to do so, to now working at 1.0, saving a little bit more towards their personal buffer, have a deposit, which they have actually gone for and bought a property in New South Wales with a property buffer that is going to get them over the first 2 years, considering the savings rate. And so the reason why I wanted to share these stories is really to highlight the different narratives and the different scenarios that every single person goes through. It is no two stories that are exactly identical. Life circumstances, different situations, different scenarios. And it's all about aligning yourself with the right team that is going to help you navigate your particular situation to get you the outcome. That is really what it comes down to. And so if you're here today, I do encourage you to connect with your coach to see what options you have. And I do want to close on this. For those who actually see success in this path, in their property journey, they lean towards the challenge, right? And that's really important. I do want to pause here. They lean towards the challenge, because if it was as easy as hey, Mr. Bank, can I have a loan? And then the property magically appears and you put a deposit down and that's it. Everyone would do it. But the reality is there's always challenges that we need to navigate in order to be able to see ourselves on the other side of the peak of the mountain, right? What I do encourage you is, if this is something that is important to you, to lean towards the challenge, to see what you can do. What are your opportunities? How can you? And it's showing up from the attitude of, well, this is where I am. How can I? Rather than, oh, this is a bit of a challenge. I don't know if I can, right? And so I hope those stories have shared a little bit of what we work with on a daily basis here at Positive Real Estate. And I hope this can be an opportunity for you to reach out to your coach, to explore the conversation, to see what you can do, and hopefully we'll be on the path on navigating that. And so with that being said, that is it for Wealth Coffee Chat today. Thank you for tuning in with me. If you have a few final thoughts, put it in chat now. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your Monday. And I look forward to those who are going to be connecting with their coaches. And until next.
Thanks for watching another episode of Wealth Coffee Chat, folks. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a thing when we go live. Improve your portfolio and investing game, folks, with Wealth Coffee Chats live every morning at 8:10 each weekday. Make sure you join us. Previous episodes are also available wherever you get your podcasts, folks, as well as our other podcasts from the 6-Star team here at positivementor.com.au.